This is the Fan Edit channel.
In his book Textual Poachers, Henry Jenkins described fans as a powerless elite. They had a detailed knowledge of the text that often outstripped that of those who were making it for them. That's what made them an elite. Their lack of power came from the fact that they were unable to influence the text in either its aesthetics, content, or production. The book was written nearly 30 years ago, and while pioneering at the time, in my humble opinion, it's dated badly in terms of its current relevance to the fan studies scholarship it gave rise to. Things have changed out of all recognition since then. Jenkins was writing before the internet age, and what was cutting-edge scholarship then is ancient history now. For one thing, he didn't, and in fairness couldn't, foresee the rise of digital media as a means of textual dissemination and consumption. That was a game changer in terms of the relationship of fans to and their interaction with the text they love. Fans today are no longer powerless. Like the superhero demigods of Marvel and DC, they too have a superpower: the power to kill the thing they love. When they no longer love the thing they used to love, for whatever reason, fans feel betrayed. That betrayal stems from the feeling that the emotional and financial investment they've made hasn't been rewarded. Instead, it's been cheapened and taken for granted. The text no longer satisfies the way it used to, no longer gives that same dopamine hit that it did. When the text starts to lose its grip on the fan's attention, a fan who no longer pays as much attention as they used to is a fan who is in danger of being lost, or, from the content producer's point of view, a revenue stream that's in danger of being cut off. The production of audiovisual text is, above all, a commercial enterprise, one driven by the profit motive that is the incentive behind not only the production of the initial text that turns a viewer into a fan, but also funds the production of further texts so the cycle of production, consumption and profit can continue. That's why the James Bond movies are still in production today and didn't stall with Dr. No in 1962. The box office success of the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the only reason why we got the Hobbit trilogy. It's also why we didn't get a sequel to Adventurer, Curse of the Midas Box, or The Golden Compass, or any of the other movies that were clearly intended to be part of an ongoing series. If profit doesn't follow production, there won't be any further productions. In the old days, pre-internet, the fanzine was the primary way in which fans could continue to interact with the text they loved. Now we have a myriad of online options to choose from, such as a blog or a forum or YouTube. Fans have the ability to make their feelings known about the text to those who create and produce the text. The ability to articulate doesn't automatically equate to an ability to influence, but it does allow fans to influence their fellow fans, if not the creators responsible for the thing they love or love less than they used to. The Disney Star Wars trilogy is a case in point, as is the current iteration of Doctor Who. Both have alienated fans of their former textual incarnations, resulting in a divided fan base and reduced revenue and viewing figures. When fans fall out of love with something, in the old days their only option was the simple binary of staying or going. But today, fans have a third option. They're called fan edits. At its simplest, a fan edit is an alternate version of a television show or a film. Alternate to what? To the broadcast version you saw on the telly, or the movie you saw in the cinema. These alternative versions are known as transformative works. Why? Because they transform the original created work into something different. Different how exactly? The difference is in the amount of footage used compared to the original. Sometimes more, but usually less. The main impetus for fan editors is usually, and certainly is for me, the impetus to cut. It can be for a multitude of reasons. Usually it's to do with the fan editor not being a fan of some of the material the studio or broadcaster has included. Sometimes it's the identifying of padding that adds nothing to the story. Whatever the reason, the motivation remains the same: to make a better version. A better version is, by definition, one that only contains those things the fan editor wants to see. The material that he either doesn't like or feels doesn't work gets cut in order to make the version that is, for him, the ultimate edition that contains, ideally, everything he likes and nothing that he doesn't. So is fan editing just about cutting things out? Well, not always. Usually it is. But there are lots of different ways to create a fan edit. Here are just a few of them. Subtraction. This is cutting out all those things that the story doesn't need, by which I mean the plot still functions and makes sense without it. So no story loops of captured, escape, captured again, and ending up back where they started. Addition. Including extended and deleted scenes from the DVD if they've been included on the release. Augmentation. Creating new FX shots, such as adding laser beams to guns that weren't in the original when they really should have been, or adding incidental music where there wasn't any in the original. Combination. Adding footage from other outside sources, as flashbacks for example. Compilation. Putting together individual episodes into a movie-style edit. Alteration. Taking a movie and splitting it up into episodes, changing the order of the scenes to put flashbacks in chronological order, or removing voiceovers. So, how do you make your own fan edits? Very simple. 1. Buy the DVD or the Blu-ray. 2. Make some notes of the changes you'd like to make. 3. Rip the footage to your hard drive. 4. Extract the individual audio tracks if it's got 5.1 audio. 5. Add the video and audio tracks to your editing software. 6. Start cutting. 7. Export the edit as a single file. 8. Check the file at the cut points to make sure there are no glitches or things you've missed or mistakes you've made that you haven't noticed. 9. Either convert it or reduce the file size for uploading to the web, or store it on an external hard drive. But above all, enjoy watching it and then do it all again. And if you're me, you do it all again another 370 plus times.